let's get back to this whole Pacquiao Thurman thing.
Love it.
Oh my God, Saturday night.
Phew.
What did we see, man?
We saw the man Manny Pacquiao just knock down once upon a time Thurman.
Once upon a time.
On the first round. On the first round.
You know, I was telling Bill this when we was on the way. But the thing that bugs me about like Thurman, I think Thurman going into it, you could tell he was unprepared. Like he wasn't ready for that type of.
He was just ready to collect
impact.
his paycheck.
Yeah, no, but on top of that,
he underestimated Pacquiao. What? That's what it was. He didn't come prepared.
You could tell. Like opening tap. Like I was watching the whole fight, and there were literally instances in the first, second round, aside from Manny knocking him down early in the first round, there were instances where Manny was literally tapping him on the shoulders because Thurman was literally pity patting him and be like, are you serious? Like you could tell like that was his look. Like are we boxing? What are we doing here? Are we boxing?
Yeah.
Like there were moments in the first like 4, 5, 6 rounds, well, we're really up to the 7th, where I'm like, I don't even think Thurman really thinks he's here right now. Or is this part of the strategy where he's gonna wear him down and then just take him out late? Because like he was talking about that during the press conference, and I'm like, if this is the case, man, you're really milking this whole like I'm gonna take it easy on him because you weren't even in there mentally. And it was just like, I give Manny a lot of credit because at 40 he talked about this being the fight of his life. Like this is one of the biggest tests of his career, just because Keith Thurman's a champion in the middleweight division. He's 30 years old. This would be a battle of different generations.
Conditioning. You can tell that Manny conditioned.
Yeah, and
really
Thurman has a good resume. Like he's beating Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, 2 former champions. So I mean, Sean Porter being a champ now, but yeah. So I give Manny a lot of props for that, but it was like Thurman, and there was instances where you saw in the 7th round where Thurman, when he went back to his corner, he was like, "Oh crap, 7th round already?" I'm like, "Really, dude?" Like I'm just thinking to myself, what was your coach doing there?
The coaching,
like the first, I was like, what was he doing? What was he telling you on the sidelines? Because I
wonder like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It always makes me wonder why some player or some fighters just listen to their coach and they end up just sitting back.
Well, sometimes it's strategy. Some guys
100%.
like
but there's a limit. There's a when like I don't know.
It's got to be a feel.
It's got to be, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is also what bugged me about this whole thing. Is Thurman? Again, we talked about the resume. He had a 2-year layoff. Okay.
I mean, you could say it's injuries, but
yeah, but I wasn't even gonna bring up injuries.
Yeah.
Okay. After that 2-year layoff, he has 1 fight. And then you put him in the ring with Manny. Like, you're off for 2 years. Inactivity.
This is
what do we talk about?
The biggest fight of your career.
This is all fighting. This is UFC. This is MMA.
Career.
This is boxing. Bro, activity is so important when it comes to scheduling fights. Like, look at the UFC. Ronda Rousey, when she came up with Amanda Nunes without any, like, preparation, no fight beforehand after her long layoff, no media, no nothing. Came in there and got whacked after, like, 10 seconds. Same thing with Thurman with Pacquiao. He got knocked down at the first round. I'm like, this is a 29-0 guy. This guy is supposed to be one of the contenders in the middleweight division. We were supposed to see a big Thurman Earl Spence fight. You know what I mean? Like, that was one of the big fights. Earl Spence was always talking about that. And then you set yourself up for failure and you lost. And you lost your O and you lost a potential big fight. So this is my thing when it comes to boxing. We're seeing a trend of that now. Anthony Joshua just happened to him. Mm-hmm. When he took another guy serious, what was his name? Brandon Rio. Ruiz. Yeah, Ruiz. When he took him seriously, didn't take him seriously, and then he got knocked out. And you lost your undefeated thing, which was a big, attention getter, and you kind of like took some of the mustard off a potential Deontay Wilder fight and Anthony Joshua fight, or a Fury and Anthony Joshua fight. This is the thing that bugged me about Thurman and Joshua and what's going on in boxing now is that I don't know what's going on with these whole promoters and this cross-promoting stuff that we be hearing, but y'all need to get yourselves together because the last couple boxing, event, like big-time events have really hurt.
They've been terrible for the sport of boxing. It's really been...
Yeah, because I think Thurman losing... I don't see him recovering.
No, once upon a time.
I don't see him recovering because this was you lost your belt and you lost your O and you lost your confidence.
Forget about the O.
Because the 2-year layoff, you can tell in that one fight he had back. I watched that fight. you can tell in that one fight he had back, he looked awful, and his timing was off, and you can tell like he wasn't confident in his movements. The same thing as man. I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? Y'all putting him in the bag with Manny Pacquiao, the most experienced fighter, probably one of the most experienced fighters ever. Manny takes every fight. Manny Pacquiao has 7 losses on his record, but he's beaten all of the best. Everybody Floyd beat, Manny beat as well.
He takes this.
You know what I mean? So that's my thing about it. I'm like, you set yourself up for failure. Like, he didn't look bad against Adrian Broner. That was Pacquiao's last fight. So that's my thing. And now we got like Earl Spence fighting Sean Porter.
It's going to be a really exciting
And you
fight.
should be fighting Thurman after that. But you took another matchup. And that's my thing with boxing right now, right here, right now, what just happened these last 2 big occasions.
So you're saying like his boxing career is just done?
No. I'm talking about
bounce back
there's only so many.
Yeah.
There's only so many primetime fights when it comes to boxing. That the average fan or the fan that doesn't know too much about the sport would want to watch. You know, there's only so many of those. And you took one of them away. Like Thurman was one of them. Anthony Joshua was the biggest name. Worldwide. He's probably the biggest heavyweight worldwide.
You just got the face,
when it comes to marketing.
You got the face for boxing.
Yeah, bro. No, I'm saying like because he's out of the UK, he has more like international appeal as opposed to Wilder and Fury probably has some international appeal, but Joshua just ups it with his marketing.
For the US, I love.
But like Wilder is mostly like American known. Like he's not really too much like internationally.
Like, boxing originally came from the UK, so like, you know.
Yeah, but it's like it's a dying sport, like quote unquote dying sport when it comes to boxing. So I would think
you and I go back and forth about that. You know.
Yeah. So I'm like, not only is it now only being a stream based sport where they're not even on national TV, like they're off of HBO. They're about to get off Showtime, I think, this year or next year. Yeah. So it's going to be all stream based. Okay, so it's going to be harder to get people to watch it, and it's already lost, you know, some viewership because of the UFC. Over time, we've talked about this numerous times, like on shows like dating back to when we first started this show. We've been talking about that stuff. So the fact that you're doing this right here, right now is upsetting to me.
Yeah, the promotings of boxing. I mean,
because this will do it for me. This will kill me. This will kill me. This will kill me. This will kill me in all honesty. And I think this might kill the sport.
They're killing the sport.
All right. So if this matchup doesn't happen the way it should happen, then I think the sport, man, y'all are going to take a big hit. If Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford don't fight each other when they're both undefeated, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to call out Bob Arum, and I'm going to call out whoever else is involved in this whole situation. Because these two have to fight when they're both undefeated and at the pinnacle. Because he's the creme de la cremes. I mean, Lomachenko, I know you brought up Lomachenko, but it's going to be hard with the weight. There's a little bit more weight when that comes involved.
I agree.
But Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence have to do it. Like, they have to be undefeated. Don't ruin it.
There's some,
because they prolonged it. We've been talking about Crawford Spence for a few years now. I've been talking about, a lot of people have been talking about. And people are like, that was going to be the fight of the century. Just because people, I think, when it comes to boxing, I'm not going to say are more attracted to, like heavyweights, a lot of people are fans of, but I think a lot of people are attracted to the middleweight division. You know what I mean? There's a lot of appeal when it comes to like the middleweight division as opposed to the lower weight division, like the flyweights, like the Lomachenko divisions. There aren't as many like big names. Middleweight is full of big names. I mean, you got the Charlo twin, you got Canelo, you got Triple G, you got Thurman, you got Spence, you got Crawford.
I feel like there should be a committee that designs these fights together.
There's no committee. That's the problem. That's all cross promoting.
You got Bob Arum.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is that there should be like a committee.
But it's a give and take.
Whatever.
It's a give and take. You get a committee or a president like Dana White, you getting less money. That's the thing. You getting less money.
And the reason why I love UFC as much as I don't really like Dana White, but I respect him because he keeps the sport
relevant,
and exciting.
But that's what I'm saying.
Every single time,
but he throws the best against the best.
No doubt.
Immediately.
There's no hesitation.
Immediately.
The fighters aren't just sitting there and backing up.
Pampering themselves.
That's either you take this fight or you get out.
And I'm with you on that. That's what I'm saying is boxing.
Like, boxing needs that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Boxing needs a committee. Okay, they'll take a hit for their money.
They won't agree with that. The boxers won't. The promoters won't.
The boxers have too much say.
There's too much power.
Right.
Floyd Mayweather killed that.
But Floyd Mayweather
When he went
has
from
a
fighter-
reason. Floyd Mayweather's one of a kind.
No, but
These
he
other
made it.
boxers-
No, but he
but at
created
the same-
he
Floyd
created
is
a
like
pathway. I
Floyd
know.
is like LeBron. They created a new
He did.
trend.
He did.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
with like self-branding and stuff.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Really, I don't know if Oscar was doing this while he was fighting, but I don't know how many fighters we saw as a promoter and a fighter at the same time with Floyd. Like that's
agree.
where he got to. He got to like such a like he had just had
Echelon.
multiple things on his shoulders. Yeah, so that's my thing. It's gonna be hard to do that now, especially. But yeah.
And we saw that fight Saturday. We saw Mayweather in the ring. Are we gonna see?
Yeah, that's it. Now they're talking.
Too?
Yeah, because of how good Pacquiao looked.
I wouldn't want to see it.
But I think before that even happens, I think that you would have to fight.
I think he
Earl
might have
Spence
to
or Sean
spot.
Porter
Yeah.
first before
I mean, I think there's another Mayweather Pacquiao fight. I wouldn't want to watch it.
I don't think Mayweather would fight him if Pacquiao beat Spence.
Oh, I know.
I
We
would.
first got to see if
Well, he's been more
Spence
active
can even
too.
beat Porter.
Well, he's more active too. Floyd's smarter than that.
Listen,
Floyd-
Porter's been
Floyd-
way more
no,
active
but-
than Spence, and I love Spence.
No, but listen, this ain't. Listen, this is different. This ain't Conor McGregor getting into a boxing ring, and I'm off, and I have not been active.
Yeah.
Floyd knows better than most. We've seen this through the end of his career where he'd prolong fights, like, extend the time. Wait till you get a little older, a little slower, a little less skilled.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
So Floyd knows that an active fighter or just a boxer who's been more active than him is really dangerous.
No doubt.
Really dangerous. I know he's composed. I have no doubt in Floyd, or he'll get ready. But that's the thing. The last time we saw Floyd was like he was inactive, and you could tell he barely trained for that McGregor fight. You could tell the way he was, what shape he was in. But you could tell that guy's never had a professional boxing fight in his life.
Yeah.
So there's levels to this.
Definitely.
So I'm telling you, if you want to fight Pacquiao, if people think there's going to be more hype or more of a chance of Pacquiao Mayweather 2 happening, if Pacquiao beats Spence, you got another thing coming, buddy. I think that just lessens the chances of that ever happening.
I agree.
I don't think Mayweather wants any piece of Pacquiao like looking like he's drinking from the fountain of youth.
I feel like
You gotta-
Pacquiao's
you gotta
getting better
remember-
with age.
You got to remember, Spence got a first pass Porter. You and I talked about this.
Oh,
We
yeah,
like Spence. I love Spence.
I love Spence. I think
I love
Terrence
his
Crawford
craft.
would whoop him, but yeah.
I love his craft. I love Earl Spence's craft, but he got to pass him man Porter. That's the
He got to
reigning
fight
champ
more
right
big
now.
names. Yeah, I got to see him against
I
more
told you,
bigger
You got
names.
to fight some names, man.
Or bigger names, yeah.
You got to fight some names. That's it. The fact that he even has this fight with Porter, I mean, just shocks me.
This would be a good challenge because
Yeah.
let me tell you something about that fight. I'm gonna just say this right here, right now, about Sean Porter. Sean Porter, obviously we talked about this, but Sean Porter stays in fights because he's just more active. He's just more active. He'll throw more punches. He's gonna be less accurate, but he's gonna throw more punches.
He's an active.
And the thing is, if Earl, I think, has to put him away, because if this goes to a decision, man, I feel like it can go either way. Because we saw that with when Porter faced Danny Garcia in the ring. Danny Garcia was by far the most accurate,
We even saw him in the Thurman fight.
but because Porter was more
Porter
active,
Thurman.
they gave it to him.
Yeah.
So when it came to his and Danny was the title holder. Like Sean Porter took his belt, so he was the reigning champ. So.
Yeah.
That's my thing when it comes to Earl Spence and Sean Porter is like this will be probably his biggest chance to test of his career, no question.
No question.
Biggest test of his career, no question. And if he comes out of this fight,
Yeah, then you can start.
but I'm gonna make a prediction from now. I think if it goes to a decision, I'm giving it to Porter.
No doubt. I'm giving it to Porter.
Yeah, I see
Hands
the only
down.
way Earl
I
Spence
love
winning that
Earl
is
Spence.
yeah.
Earl Spence is definitely, one of my favorite fighters right now in that division, but I'm going to have to hand it to Porter. Just based off being an active fighter. Sean Porter gets it, man. He at least fights 2 or 3 fights, a season, a year. So it's
Right.
like, not to throw dirt on Earl Spence, but he's not an active fighter.
Right.
And he hasn't fought no names. Sean Porter does not back out.
Yeah, right.
He fights every fight. He fights every big name he can.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.